What was that?
We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello, Aromas. This is Aromie here. Welcome back to Red Embrace Hollywood. We are here, about to go into the sewers once more. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Motioning for me to follow, Kedrick carefully stalked down the nearest alley, one hand tucked in his jacket. Sure enough, the manhole cover on the ground was slightly cracked open, marked by the lingering presence of a vampire. Here we go. We crawled down the ladder, dropping into the rat-infested depths. The sewer's potent smell instantly clouded my head, and Kedrick wrinkled his nose in disgust. Why'd it have to be the sewer? Shit attracts shit, dude. Yeah, you're right on that one. Snorting with content, Kedrick pulled out his own gun and started to creep forward. Watch the back, stay close to me. He gestured for me to turn sideways, following him with my back to the wall. I feel like the back to the wall thing, I feel like you're scraping your, like, clothes. And it's like... In our cautious formation, we started to slowly move along the sewer path. The acidic smell of vampire blood rose over the stench, taking us deeper into the tunnels. I could tell Kedrick felt just as anxious as I did, maybe more so. His eyes darted around, constantly lips pulled back to show his gritted teeth. As we rounded the next corner, something caught my eye behind us. I instinctively jumped back, squinting to try and make it out. But it was only a rat hopping out of the water. I silently hurried back to Kedrick's side. I turned around and hurried to catch up with Kedrick. But it was gone. I could still detect his presence, but it was quickly getting distant. How had he vanished so quickly? Or suddenly? There was only one choice. I had to follow him. If I tried to leave now, the killer could probably grab me before I escaped, and Kedrick might still be alive. I can't believe that was just like a 5-second in between and he's just gone like that. Focusing on his scent, I hurried after them, trying to keep my footsteps silent. At first it seemed like they were moving incredibly fast, getting further and further away. But soon I realized it was getting closer. They must have stopped moving. And he's dead. A few steps further, I heard a strange wet sound echoing down the tunnel, until just around the next corner. I spotted them. A thin, androgynous figure crouched before a limp body. I couldn't tell what they were doing, but I saw their hand repeatedly moving up to their face, then back to the corpse. The other hand worked in a sawing motion, and as the awful smell of vampire blood filled the air, I realized they were cutting off Kedrick's flesh. Hands behind your head now? Quietly approach. He already knows I'm here. Trying to move as soundlessly as possible, I started to approach the figure. It seemed like they didn't notice my presence until... Oh, you're still so scary. He abruptly rose to his feet, jerking towards me. Oh, God. The dim sewer's light flickers over a corpse-like skin, a painfully thin body, and a belt of glittering tools. What was that? That did not happen to Heath's route. Oh, God, that was so scary. I was looking at a man and not a man. Please don't do it again. The hollowed-out shell is something I was never supposed to see. Oh, hello. What was that? That didn't happen to Heath's route. I'm itchy. The man finally offered a casual greeting, slipping his still dripping scalpel into his belt. Then he lifted a bone-thin arm to wipe off his blood-stained lips, which peeled back to reveal yellow teeth. Human teeth, not fangs. I was wondering when you'd finally show up. But you just had to bring along a friend, didn't you? I literally don't remember it doing that to me. The whole static shit in Heath's route. His voice didn't match his appearance one bit. A smooth, pleasant baritone, rising and falling almost playfully. Well, that's alright. I don't think he'll be eavesdropping on us anytime soon. What the hell are you talking about? You just murdered someone. Have you been the one killing all these vampires? Your face. Your face, dear lord. Oh, so you noticed, putting those detective skills to work, aren't we? His one eye narrowed at me in obvious amusement. Right, you don't know who I am, do you? No, of course you wouldn't. You can't call me Lazarus. But you might know me as the one who is supposed to get bitten. You mean the abattoir? What happened? Don't worry, we'll get to that in a second. I want to clear something up. I'm not a murderer. I'm a vampire hunter, which makes me the hero here, not the villain. You know, oh god, like soldiers, policemen, the guy who flips the electric chair switch. You can't compare yourself to those people, but I just did. While speaking to silence, he gave me a smile that lasted several seconds, growing more unsettling by the moment. Get away from me. Please. I don't know if you've already realized this, but the true power of a vampire doesn't lie in their blood. Blood's only part of it. The true power is in their flesh. Yum. Yum. Can you imagine? Let's do that. Yum. It sounds disgusting, doesn't it? You can say it. I won't be offended. Nobody likes cannibal. Blood drinking, that's counted as sexy. It's a shameless that and Hannibal didn't switch places. He murmured distractedly for a moment, rolling his eyes in obvious scorn. But yes, that's part of the reason why I hunt vampires. The more vampires I kill and eat, the stronger I get. In fact, I've already got more power than a lot of your kind. I guess you could call it a vicious cycle. I have to admit, I'm kind of impressed. Why are you so intent on getting power? See, I don't have any big plans, not anymore. I don't want to take over the world or even Los Angeles. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. He nonchalantly gestured to Kettrick's ripped open corpse, bony shoulders lifting in a shrug. Everybody needs an outlet. Killing is just how I self-medicate, like difficult hands-on therapy. But I'm a very difficult hands-on person. As if to illustrate his point, Lazarus brushed a palm across his corseted waist. The truth is, I've been hunting vampires for some time now. Used to hunt a lot less often without all the showmanship. I was afraid I'd get caught and killed, most hunters are. Until one day, Charisse just took notice of my efforts and contacted me. His body abruptly grew strained. He kept smiling at me, but the look seemed frozen on his face, like someone had a gun against the back of his head. She and I, we made a deal. I'd get turned and serve her, and she'd take care of me. It sounded so nice. Lazarus took a long, deep breath, his emaciated chest rising and falling. So there I was, waiting inside the club, ready to graciously accept my promotion. It never came, though. My apology afterwards didn't come either. See, at first I thought it might have been God playing one of his bad jokes when he's not letting kids get... I don't want to say that. When he's not letting kids get raped or giving people cancer, he really likes to torture me. But no, it wasn't God. It was just a guy named Andre, and you know him, don't you? Yes, and I work for him. Yes, and he's just another egomaniac. I'm glad we can agree on that. Maybe you do have some taste. He didn't try to hide the obvious mockery in his voice. You see, I captured a Golgotha who told me what happened that night. Andre ordered him to capture the Skari who was supposed to turn me. He decided to ruin the one thing in life I was looking forward to. And you know what? I don't even care about getting turned anymore. I just want him dead. By the time he trolled off to the last word, Lazarus seemed to be talking to himself more than me. For a short while, he stared past me, his cold eyes vivisecting something unseen. But soon his focus snapped back to my face. I can't avoid his face anymore. It was to the side, so I didn't have to see it. Alright, I'm done monologuing, even though that all self-pity feels so nice. I don't have anyone to talk to down here. The vampires never listen to me. I guess this is when you try to kill me or catch me, right? Go right ahead. Unless you want to make a deal, that is. We're making a deal. We're making a deal. What kind of deal? A simple one. Oh god, he's so fucking scary. You don't bother me, I don't bother you. I keep hunting, waiting right here in my filth, until it's time for all the hell to break loose. When that happens, I'll kill everyone stupid enough to fight you. Wait, what? I only have one condition. When it's all over, you let me take Andre. Sure, you can have him. I don't care. I'm making all these kinds of deals. What do you mean by take him? That's not going to work. Sorry. Go rot in hell, you sick bastard. Alright, Lazarus, you've got yourself a deal. I kinda wanna know what he means by take him though. Hold on. What do you mean by take him? Lazarus didn't say anything in reply. Instead, he just opened his mouth, grinning at me silently. Okay. You have yourself a deal. I'm making all sorts of deals here. Interesting. Because, I mean, I'd rather him kill Lazarus. Because I meant Lazarus can't kill himself. I mean, he can. But I'd rather him kill Andre for me. Because I am working with Andre as a spy. But I'm also working with Randal as a spy. And Randal hates Andre. And if Randal finds out I'm working with Andre, that'll be fucked up. So we might as well have Lazarus kill Andre. So then I'll be like, no, I never worked with Andre. Can't ask him, he's dead. I'm almost curious why he accepted. But I don't really want to know either. I don't like him. If I were you, I wouldn't waste time telling Charisse that I explained everything. She'd just give you a watered-down excuse. Then we're finished here, aren't we? Leave. I've talked too much. I really love how I'm controlling this playthrough right now. Because I'm just like... I'm just well, I guess I'm crisscrossing everybody at this point. Except for Randall, I really do love him. I just need to make alliances behind his back. That doesn't sound good. His voice grew colder, and he stared at me with even more distaste than before. Can I come back and see you again? Why the fuck would you? I mean, I guess you want to learn more about him, I guess. Why would I want to see you again? You're a reminder of everything I lost. But what I want doesn't matter. I'm used to that. So just do whatever makes you happy. Oh, okay. With those quiet words, he turned his back on me, stalking down the tunnel, leaving the partially eaten corpse behind. Hey, at least we didn't have to use our weapons and feel the adrenaline of being chased. Retracing my steps, I returned to the sewer entrance I'd arrived from with Kedrick, though this time I was alone. But now the tunnels felt strangely empty, even lonely. Maybe it was because I knew the lurking presence nearby wasn't out to kill me, so the threat I'd sensed in the air had all but vanished. Where is my story going? I have no idea. It's quite more exciting than Heath's route for sure, though. I didn't die. That's great. Sharice's car was still where Kedrick and I had left it, with the driver silently sitting inside. When I climbed in alone, he didn't say anything about my missing companion, and he didn't wait before taking off into the streets either. What if he thinks I killed Kedrick? Like I'm the murderer, I don't know. The air freshener scented lobby welcomed me back, almost shocking my senses. Some of the Sky waiting around gave me looks as I walked by. They had to have noticed I was alone. Hello. And at this rate, we'll... As soon as I stepped inside the meeting room, Sharice abruptly cut off her words to the agent. They both stared at me for a few moments, obviously trying to figure out what had happened. Michiko? I see that Kedrick isn't with you. Sharice went silent for a short time, her eyes much more troubled and grave than usual. Then she glanced at the agent beside her, gesturing towards the door. If you allow us a moment, please. Of course. After a short nod, the man turned on his heel, swiftly making an exit. The killer, I presume you found him then. When we were by ourselves, she addressed me with a low, worried murmur. Yeah, it was the guy who was supposed to be turned. You mean to say it was Lazarus? Yeah, I guess. I considered the possibility, but I believed he was no longer a threat to us. Her face slowly darkened, expression flickering between disgust and worry. There is only one way for a vampire to increase their physical power, through the consumption of another vampire's flesh. However, just as our blood is poisonous to each other, the flesh is too. With some incredibly rare exceptions, only a few vampires have the immunity to stomach either. But for humans, consuming our bodies give them incredible, though only temporary powers. That is how Lazarus grew so powerful. He had promised to change his ways after he became an agent. That was before he entered the scenario, however, and he disappeared. We should just leave him alone. He's already miserable enough. That is impossible. God damn it. Leave him alone. For a moment, her voice sounded a little uneven, even shaky. But when she spoke again, it had returned to a more cool, collected tone. Now that he's delivered his message, I don't know whether he'll keep killing. He is. But I'm gonna let him, I guess. However, I will have my agents remain on high alert, now that we know what we're facing. Yeah, it's a what, I guess. You turned a who into a what. I know he's not gonna fuck with me, so I'm okay. You have done admirable work nonetheless. I won't forget your bravery and tenacity in escaping his clutches. From the brisk way she cleared her throat, it was obvious that she didn't want to discuss Lazarus any further. That is all. Please leave me. I feel like she had, relationship, harboring feelings for him. About Kedrick. No, fuck Kedrick. Is that really all you have to say about? No, we're just leaving. Just leaving. Just drop it. Lazarus told us to not just fucking talk to her about it. Leaving the meeting room behind, I returned to the lobby. Despite the length of my sewer adventure, the sun hadn't begun to rise yet. I had enough time to visit somewhere, or else I could stay at the hotel. We're going to see Randall. Duh. Ooh, wait, I can see the graveyard. Because I should keep tabs with, what's his name? Andre, right? I'll visit the graveyard. God damn it. I wanted to be with Randall, but it's okay. I gotta still do my spy duties, okay? Before he thinks something's going wrong. It seemed like a good night to visit Andre, so I made my way up to the remote graveyard, ignoring the questioning stare from my driver. Hey! I'm a Golgotha at the end of the day. Hey, Andre. You up here? As if he'd been waiting for me, Andre was already standing by the mausoleum, gazing up at the moon. When I drew closer, he slowly turned around, his usual stare settling onto my face. Hi, sir. Ah, Michiko. I'm pleased that you decided to return here. When it comes to rotting remains, I just can't keep myself away. I want to ask you about some things, Andre. Certainly. Is there a particular matter you wish to discuss? About yourself? Could you tell me more about your plan as leader? Yes, I believe now is an appropriate time to share further details. Andre nodded, his golden gaze narrowing slightly. As we approached a new Findicile? What? Findicile? Times grow very dark indeed. Humanity, I fear, is spiraling into a deeper apocalypse of decadence. It is only a matter of time before they destroy themselves, whether it be through technology or the sheer force of their hatred for each other. However, before that occurs, I believe that humanity will find a way to uncover our existence. Beyond their technological advancement, the numbers of vampires on Earth is steadily increasing, and as are the numbers of conflicts that threaten to expose our world from sheer carelessness. Thus, it is better to approach humans first and on our own terms and timeline. But this is merely the first step. His words were followed by a long, deliberate pause, and his unblinking eyes stared into mine. The ideal world I envision is almost exclusively comprised of vampires. Some humans must survive to propagate the race, at least until we learn how to efficiently recreate life. What? You want to recreate life? But we may engineer animals with suitable blood and one day create a wholly synthesized blood that eliminates this need altogether. Ultimately, this vampiric world would remove inequality. It eliminates the dangerous excess of pleasure and pain that drives beings into insanity. But what if you want to feel pleasure and pain? I don't know why you would want to feel pain, but I'm sure some people would love to feel pleasure. It removes the agony of losing those one's loves. I guess? The suffering, disease, and the constant threat of mortality. It removes the very core of human suffering. You're right, we'd be better off if everyone were vampires. I don't know, we could review ourselves to humans, but we shouldn't turn them all. I don't think we should turn them all, sir. Because we're gonna need them. I mean, he did say that there could be replacements and shit, but we shouldn't turn them all. Vampirism is the evolution of mankind, Michiko. Andre's tone grew a little cooler, almost distasteful. You know, fuck it, whatever. People fear that spreading our condition would deprive humanity of its soul. But what they fail to realize is that humanity is already becoming soulless. The process began to accelerate with television and radio, exposing individuals to a constant stream of advertisements and perceptions presented as facts. Mortals use their own minds and creativity to a lesser extent every day, merely falling into step with the world portrayed by the media. There is little need to search for a purpose when it's already available for purchase. What? You can't purchase a job. Eventually, as technology overtakes the world even further and computers are able to fulfill all of humanity's required thinking, they will have to sacrifice their souls for convenience and entertainment. He smiled at me thinly, but for a split second I caught a trace of something almost like sadness in his eyes. If mortals are intent on destroying their kind regardless of our actions, then we may be their only hope at salvation. Contemplate such a future as you observe the war unraveling, Michiko. Oh shit, I'm over time. Holy fuck. This is where we're gonna stop. We're gonna learn more about Andre, because I do want to still keep tabs on him, just in case the shit goes down. Looks like my Golgotha bar has also dropped. That's not very good. I need to kind of raise that up a little bit, so they won't kill me. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys next one.